Today we're talking with somebody that is in and around the business community and also around the community, faith-based community, a fellow called Heriberto Alonso, but everybody calls him Hery. Welcome to the show, Hery.
Pleasure having me.
It's mine. It's my pleasure. Being that you've come out of the real estate arena, that's something that I'm involved with as a business broker, as you well know. I'd like to give you a little background on his business, folks, because it's going to relate to what we're going to be talking about later on during his segment. He came out of the Kai's company, which is one of the oldest privately owned real estate companies here in the state of Florida. What do they have, about 20 offices up and down the coast?
Like 25 all throughout Florida.
Yeah, and the Pappas family, P-A-P-P-A-S, the son now runs it. The father, Ted, founded it many years ago, and I had the pleasure of knowing Ted, and he's an honorable gentleman. And in South Florida, when you're using the word honorable, it's not always said, it's always used when you're dealing with real estate folks. This is the land where they used to sell you property that was a waterfront twice a day. When the tide went out, when the tide came back, right? Yeah, that's right. The Mackle brothers, they did a fine job too. They sold a lot of land over in Marco. So he has a lot of cred in the street, in the real estate and business world. He was a multi-million-dollar producer in 3 months of getting his license. That's almost unheard of. I don't care what year or where you are or with what company. That's excellent. He's been a mortgage broker, and he's been part of the Circle of Excellence with the Kai's company, and that's really K-E-Y-E-S, but it's pronounced Kai's, not Keys, as everybody often thinks, right?
That's right. You pronounce it perfect.
That's right. And he is also an author, and he is somebody who puts on faith-based seminars and teaches and helps people to round out their lives in body, mind, and spirit, which is really important, I found out as I've gone through the years, and survived. That's very important. And in the beginning, I thought you have to take care of your body because you got to look cool, okay, and then your mind because you think and you're smarter than the other guy, you make lots of money. But then it's the spiritual aspect of life because, we're made all together like that. So his business resume is excellent. It's outstanding. And he is a grad. Where did you graduate from? Local school, right?
Yeah, I high school was Miami Coral Park. I went to FIU, where I graduated with a marketing degree.
Florida International University, right here in Miami.
Yeah, and also from Alpha and Omega Bible Institute with
wonderful
Pastor Delgado.
What led you to go from being a star, really, in the real estate industry to studying? You had a business degree from FIU,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Management information and marketing management. That's really cool. What led you to wind up finishing your formal, I guess, education in a Bible Institute?
Well,
what happened there?
I believe, Ralph, that every person that God created on earth is born with some type of purpose, some type of goal that they want to reach. And even though real estate was very good to me, I did it for 8 years with the Kai's company, I always felt that there was something more that I needed to do. So now doors have closed, doors have opened, and I find myself, because I wrote this book a couple years ago, now I'm an author and inspirational speaker because I get more out of life, more of a kick, seeing people being elevated, being taken out of their hole, being more balanced, like you were mentioning, in the body, spirit, and in the soul, complete across the board, I wouldn't say complete in an arrogant way, but complete meaning you're the best that you can possibly be. Your body, success comes easy for some people, but also neglect comes easy as well. So if success comes easy, neglect comes easy, you got to balance them out. And what I found out was, as I was ministering to a lot of people, as I was inspiring lives, impacting lives, encouraging lives, and motivating lives, I realized that I was getting more out of that than what I was getting in real estate. And so doors began to open in this avenue, and now I see myself doing this for the rest of my life, basically an author and inspirational speaker, unless God says otherwise.
That's wonderful. So there's something that said that it's better to give than receive, and I've also found out, well, I've seen folks like yourself, when you give of yourself, you really begin to find out who you are. we all do things. Dr. Stephen Covey wrote a book,
Awesome.
several books, 7 Habits of Highly Successful People,
I read it. Good
and then another one like Why Are They Highly, whatever. And then his newer book is Why Do We Do the Things That We Do? Not what we do, because anybody can say, I'm a dog catcher, I'm a plumber, I'm a business guy, but why do we do it?
And that's a good point. If you know your purpose, you know what you need to do.
But you have to find that purpose,
Exactly.
both spiritually and business-wise. Why do you
Well,
do this stuff?
it could be both. It could be a combination of both. Right now, I'm involved as an author, as an inspirational speaker. Both are implied, the spiritual and the business side in there. Once you find that, then you know why you do what you do, because you have your identity. Many people are going through life without an identity. They don't know where they're headed. They're going through life without a purpose. And if you don't have an identity and you don't have a purpose, your destiny all of a sudden becomes que sera, whatever happens, happens, rather than what your creator supposedly had intact for you to be all along.
You speak the language well, que sera, sera,
Thank you,
right?
sir.
I learned that from Doris Day 140 years ago when she sang the song.
Right,
What is that woman saying? Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. But that's the sad part about it. Is that we only have so much time. I goof around and I say life is too short to be long, and sure enough, that's the truth. I mean, over time, I've buried a lot of friends and a lot of family, and we talk about time, and we're supposed to pay attention to the time we have, aren't we?
Yeah.
And manage it just like we would a business, our personal time, our business time. You're involved with sharing time management principles.
Yes.
What are some of the high points of the things that you put before people in your time management seminars and teachings?
I have Bible studies every Thursday, and the Bible studies that I teach are not only applying towards the spiritual part, but they're also applying to the practical part of life. And the practical part of life is many are going around neglecting their bodies, neglecting their minds, neglecting their personal growth, neglecting their spiritual maturity. And because they're doing a lot of that, and basically what's the number one excuse? I don't have time. They're unbalanced, they're unstable in all their ways, and therefore they're busy like that hamster in the wheel that thinks they're actually going somewhere, but they're not.
The old rat race
And
deal,
so
huh?
they want a sense of control, a sense of power. And one of the Bible studies that I taught a month ago or so was about time management. And I actually brought a lot of context from the Bible and the principles of God, and I applied them and commingled them together with time management so that we can become more successful rather than neglect things in our life that we can't do or we can't get to because of time.
What might be one or two highlights of that would help people to function better at home or in business or in both places? What are a couple of the highlights?
I believe, like I mentioned in my book, if you have your priorities that you know the priorities of life, what are they? Well, the first thing above all is you got to have your spirit connected with God. If you don't have that, you're going to be walking around with a void or a hole in your heart. Number two, you got to take care of your health. If you can't take care of your health, your family ain't going to enjoy you. If you can't take care of your health, you're not going to move around with as much energy as you should. If you don't take care of your health, your quality of life is going to be less than what it should be. Number three, you need to concentrate on your family. Many men in particular, they pay more attention to their golf game than to their family. They pay more attention to their video games than to their family. They pay more attention to their sports activities than their family. So when you know the order of your priorities, then you know what to cut off, what to remove, what to apply, where to share, where to nourish, where to cherish, and therefore now you start actually thinking in your decisions rather than just go impulsively. You all of a sudden you become is this really important towards my purpose? Remember, it's all about purpose. Because when you're in your purpose, you're fulfilled. You're actually walking, like you should be.
Do you encourage people to write things down
Yes.
and use them for reference and come back to from time to time?
That's a very good point. You have to write things down.
Goals?
You have to write your goals, your dream, your vision.
Yeah.
You have to, because memories fade. And so
Oh, yes.
when you
Yeah.
have, and here's the thing, not only do memories fade, we as humans have a tendency to become complacent. And like I mentioned earlier, we neglect some of these important things. So what happens is when you go and you start refreshing yourself with what you wrote a while ago, and you start, well, why am I doing these things again? And all of a sudden you go and you start reading your goals, your purpose, your vision. Oh, now you get re-energized.
Yeah, and then the mind starts working, even
in
the subconscious, to help you get to points like that.
See, because getting to mediocre is easy. All you got to do is just wake up and follow your feelings. But when you want to be superior, when you want to be when you want to get to a level that's above and beyond, that you really want to hit all cylinders, you got to take it another level. You got to step it up. You got to man up.
Yeah, Pastor Rick Warren wrote a great book called The Purpose-Driven Life.
I read it, good book.
Which I've read twice. It's 40 days, and it's very apropos for the Lenten season. And I would sit there and do one a day. That was a goal. And that book in front of me with the title helped me to go back to it every day. Because if I started, I said, well, what's the sense of doing it if it's a 40-day deal and I only do 27 days?
Yeah.
Right? So
finish what you started. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. So he's a dynamite man, and he's taken his success, monetary success with books and so on, and he's done wonderful works in ministry throughout the world, in missionary work and so on.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing to do, because if you're successful in life and you have money and time and you are well organized, you can go help people less fortunate than you.
Exactly.
And that helps, I think, the overall business community too. So it's not just a spiritual thing here that we're talking about. It's a practical thing of life where you can make money. You can not make it, like the old commercial says. We do it the old-fashioned way. We earn.
Or generate it.
We earn our money. We don't make it. The government makes it. But to take that success and go out into the marketplace and work with folks like Habitat for Humanity or Mission of Hope for Haiti, or or Catholic Charities or some such as that, this is wonderful, and it becomes more than about ourselves, doesn't it?
Yep, that's the whole purpose. Life is not. If you're walking in a purpose that you're not being challenged, then life is about you. If you're walking in a challenge, and if you're walking in your purpose that requires a higher power, a connection with God, then that's a different ballgame.
Absolutely, and I guess that you're going to say that you refer to all of that in your book, which is entitled Blessed, Balanced, and Complete. Where can folks pick up a copy of this, Hery?
My website has it, my Barnes & Noble has it, Amazon.com has it. I would love for me to dedicate whoever is going to be getting a book. The book, you can get it through alonsoministries.org. Alonso, A-L-O-N-S as in Sam, O, ministries, plural.org. And you can get it through there, or you can send me an email. My email is warrioralonso@yahoo.com. And if you send me an email there with your mailing address, I'll mail you the book. They cost $15, 2 for $25, and no tax, no shipping. And I'll mail it to your house, full page dedication.
Wonderful. And the essence of the book, give me one highlight why people should put their nose in this.
Balance. And when you're walking with balance, you're hitting all cylinders. Many folks are going around with a void in their heart, with a hole in their heart. They don't know why they were created. They don't know why they're going around life. They have no purpose. Moving forward in a purpose that they should, and they're not. And then the bottom line is, I've seen many people in the gym all fit, but then their mind is not sharp enough to become business savvy for the world that's out there.
It's funny, I've been in the gym since my wife sort of said, Ralph, you need to be in the gym. I've never gone in the gym in my life, and last September I began. And when I'm sitting there and taking a break and catching my breath and looking for the oxygen tank, I look at some of these fellas who are nice people. I mean, they're friendly, they're affable, they're smiling, just very open. And I say to myself, I wonder what these people are doing with their conditioning, their fitness, their strength, their muscles. What do they do when they walk out of here? Are they paramedics? Are they cops? Are they bodybuilders? The negative term, muscle heads, I don't like that. But I wonder what they do with it, because like Samson slew a lot of people with the jaw of an ass, which my wife reminds me I should keep mine closed every once in a while because I'm slaying people. And speaking of wives, that's an important thing in my life. Years ago, when I was not balanced as much as I am now, and we're all unbalanced to some degree, aren't we?
Yeah, you know, the only consistent people on earth are really the dead. But at least we can try to have a consistency in our life.
Absolutely.
To have our bodies fit, our minds sharp, and our spirit, which is one of the things that I've noticed that people neglect the most. And it's actually the most important, because when you're filled and fulfilled, then there's nothing missing. You can actually find your purpose, ask God to reveal Himself, your purpose, and then you're walking with your time is now. Your time is not just time, and you just wake up and do whatever you want to do. You're now targeting everything. Everything has a purpose. Everything has a meaning. Everything that you do from the get-go, when you wake up like I did today, 7 o'clock in the gym, I took care of my body from 7 to 8 o'clock. I went and then I started working on my ministry, on my business, and I started reading a little devotional that I have daily, sharpening my mind. Then the next project is, sharpening my spirit. And as you continue doing things like that, not only are you going to be relatable, and you're going to draw people to you in the business world, but in life in general, and people are going to want to be close to you rather than repel from you.
They want to know, why are you...
What is it that you got? That's what I get a lot of time.
Oh,
what is it that you got? I want what you got, and that's a beautiful thing to have, because...
and I want to share with you fellas that are working hard and maybe not putting time in with your families. It should be wife and family before work, fellas.
Yep.
Years ago, I did not understand that, and sometimes I'd be working from early morning to being on the phone till 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and that was not very good for my personal relationship. But after my life changed and I gave myself over, I could go out into the world and I would be peaceful and confident that when I came home, it would be a safe place. It would be a place where I'd be welcome. There would be peace and harmony and balance. My son would welcome me. My dog would welcome me back then. So that made me able to be more productive at work. I would go out into the world with peace. I wasn't constrained. I wasn't all angst and all tiled up and so.
Coming home to a quarrelsome home.
Yeah, and that meant when I was out there that I knew there was peace here, that I could be more productive, and it helped my bottom line tremendously. I was able to put more money in my pocket and also be involved in helping others along the way, and I think that's very, very important. So tell the folks again how they can contact you. And again, the book is called Blessed, Balanced, and Complete, if you would.
They can contact me. I can dedicate a book to them at Warrior Alonso, with an S, Alonso, at yahoo.com. And I would be the book costs $15, 2 for $25. And the balance that you're going to get out of it, I would even say your money back if you don't get inspired, impacted, or motivated because of what it has done to so many people. 5,000 copies going right now, approximately 5,000 sold.
Good, and when you read this book, don't expect that after you read the book, you close the book, wonderful things. It's not going to be like Shazam with Captain Marvel.
That's a good point that you brought up.
So you're going to have to take time, and I will...
And let me follow on that. Many read this book, and the knowledge is wonderful, but knowledge does not applied is worthless. Applied knowledge is power.
Yeah, you have to open your mind and your heart and your eyes and ears to what you're reading, and how does it apply to me, and what do I need to change. And we don't like to change, but guess what? Every 7 years, every cell in our body changes thereabouts, so we don't have any control over it. So I want to tell you that don't expect miracles overnight, although they've been known to happen. There's a reading, and I will close with this. It's part of his Hery's time management presentation. There's an old prophet from the Jewish Testament called Habakkuk, if you can imagine that name. And in Habakkuk 2:2, he is instructed to, hey, get a tablet out, get something, write down your vision, take a look at it, keep looking at it, and in time it will come to pass. So again, read this book, see how it's going to apply to you and your family and your work, but don't be impatient, and go back to read it again and take notes and make notes. Hery, it's been a pleasure.
My pleasure.
You're a rare bird out in the business world, so keep your wings flapping, soar high.
Appreciate that.
Okay, and I hope that you'll come back again sometime.
Sure will, man. My pleasure. I'll be here. Take care.
Very good. And that was wonderful. Talk about high energy and focus.